news. China, sumasakit na ang ulo sa Pilipinas dahil sa kaliwat ka ng mga diskarte ng Pangulong Marcos Jr. Isa sa mga balakid sa mga planong sakupin ng China ang mga teritoryo ng Pilipinas sa West Philippine Sea ay si Pangulong Marcos Jr. Dahil ang sagot ni Pangulong Marcos sa mga banta ng China in I quote, "We will not yield," unquote. Ibig sabihin mga kabayan, hindi isusuko ng mga Pilipino ang mga nasasakupang teritoryo nito.
We will not yield.
Inamin ng China sa unang pagkakataon na nababahala sila sa mga ginagawang aktibidad ng Pilipinas sa West Philippine Sea. Ang pahayag na ito ng China ay matapos ang sunod-sunod na ginawang pagpapatrol at rotational deployment ng Philippine Coast Guard at BFAR sa Baho de Masinloc at sa iba pang bahagi ng West Philippine Sea. Ipinapakita ng Pilipinas na marami mang mga barko ang mga Chino, hindi tayo natitinag at natatakot na bantayan at igiit ang ating mga karapatan sa ating mga nasasakupan. Sa pagpunta ni Pangulong Marcos sa Australia, naging makasaysayan ito dahil sa mismong Australian Parliament nagbigay ng pahayag ang Pangulo ng Pilipinas. Napahanga ang mga Australiano sa tapang at tibay ng loob ni Pangulong Marcos Jr. dahil sa pagsisiwalat at pagiging transparent nito sa mga ginagawang pang-aabuso, pangbubuli ng China sa mismong mga nasasakupan ng Pilipinas.
For many years, the Philippines has been on the front line, subjected to grey zone activities. And I commend you for your personal resolve, Mr. President, for you and your country's courage in calling out acts of coercion, and the Philippines' steadfast commitment to international law. Last year, you received much applause for your remark in your State of the Nation address when you said, "We will protect our sovereign rights and preserve our territorial integrity."
Nanawagan rin ng Pangulong Marcos Jr. upang mapalakas ang seguridad at depensa ng Pilipinas na magsanib puwersa ang Australia, Pilipinas at iba pang mga kaalyado nito upang adlangan ang mga bantang umuusbo ngayon at mapanatili ang katatagan sa rehiyon. Mas humanga pa at napaoo ang mga miyembro ng Australian Parliament nang sinabi ni Pangulong Marcos Jr. sa harap nila, and I quote, "I will not allow any attempt by any foreign power to take even 1 square inch of our sovereign territory," unquote.
I will not allow any attempt by any foreign power to take even 1 square inch of our sovereign territory. Geopolitical polarities and strategic competitions threaten our hard-won peace, even as we remain beset by unresolved inequities and inequalities within and amongst nations. Powerful and transformative technologies can destabilize our political and social order. Climate change threatens our very existence. These tectonic shifts are acutely felt in the Indo-Pacific. It has become crucial for us now to envision the shape, the breadth, and the depth of our strategic partnership and how it must move forward as we weather the storms of global volatility. I see the way forward in building on the strong ties that have already been established between our citizens, between our economies, between our governments. Today, we add a further dimension to that relationship as we address concerns on our security and defense. We are called upon once again to join forces, together with our partners, in the face of threats to the rule of law, to stability, and to peace. For the Philippines, Australia plays a crucial role as one of only 2 partners with the Philippines, with which the Philippines has a visiting forces agreement. In August of last year, I witnessed Exercise Alon, our bilateral amphibious activity involving 560 Filipino soldiers, 1,200 Australian servicemen, and 120 U.S. Marines. Last November, we welcomed the inaugural maritime cooperative activity between Armed Forces of the Philippines and the Australian Defence Force in the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. Let this just be the beginning. Your leaders have always taken the position that the destiny of Australia is irrevocably linked to the destiny of Asia. Over the years, you have held true to this tenet. A valuable member of Asia and of the Indo-Pacific community. Our 2 countries have always understood that without the predictability and stability of our rules-based order, our region would not have emerged as a driver of the global economy as it is today. We have long known that our prosperity and development are anchored on the peace and stability of the Indo-Pacific. Today, that peace, that stability, and our continued success have come under threat. Once again, we must come together as partners to face the common challenges confronting the region. Not one single country can do this by itself. No single force can counter them by themselves. This is why our strategic partnership has grown more important than ever. We must reinforce each other's strengths. We must protect the peace that we fought for during the war and have jealously guarded in the decades since. We must oppose actions that clearly denigrate the rule of law. As in 1942, the Philippines now finds itself on the front line against actions that undermine regional peace, erode regional stability, and threaten regional success. Then as now, we remain firm in defending our sovereignty, our sovereign rights. I shall never tire of repeating the declaration that I made from the first day that I took office. I will not allow any attempt by any foreign power to take even 1 square inch of our sovereign territory. The challenges that we face may be formidable, but equally formidable is our resolve. We will not yield. Then as now, the security and continued prosperity of the region of countries like Australia relies upon that effort. Just as we fought to build our rules-based international order, so are we now fighting to protect it. The protection of the South China Sea as a vital, critical global artery is crucial to the preservation of regional peace and, I dare say, of global peace. We have an abiding interest in keeping our seas free and open and in ensuring unimpeded passage and freedom of navigation. We must uphold, preserve, and defend the unified and universal character of the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea as the constitution of the oceans. We draw strength from the consistent and unequivocal support of Australia and the international community for the lawful exercise of our rights, which have been settled under international law. And so, on behalf of the Filipino people, I thank you, Australia, for standing with the Republic of the Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, we demonstrate the depth and breadth of our security cooperation through regular exchanges between our armed forces and our coast guards, including in the areas of maritime security, counterterrorism, humanitarian assistance, and disaster relief. We collaborate to strengthen and seek new business links, to bolster our economic security, and to develop responses to economic coercion. We work together to promote and enhance the flow of environmentally sustainable investment and to explore cooperation on mineral resources development and climate and energy transition, amongst others. Indeed, we have made good progress since we signed our strategic partnership last year. Ultimately, our partnership finds its anchor in our common commitment to ensuring that this region keeps to the path of peace, builds resilience, remains focused on delivering dividends to our citizens and our communities. Beyond our bilateral horizon, we project the commitment in our continued adherence to ASEAN centrality, which we will have the opportunity to reaffirm at the special summit between ASEAN and Australia in Melbourne next week. Beyond the region, we project this commitment too in our partnership and active leadership on the international stage. We collaborate closely with Australia to strengthen international security and universal adherence to international humanitarian law. I salute Prime Minister Albanese's personal commitment to our vision of a world free of nuclear weapons. It is a commitment that is shared by all peoples of Southeast Asia with those of Australia and the Pacific Island states. Through the treaties of Bangkok and Rarotonga, our two regions serve as pockets of freedom from these destructive weapons. Within the ambit of the ASEAN Regional Forum and the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, Our two countries are champions of nuclear disarmament and advocates for nuclear risk